but look at the quality of the video that I'm watching to where they'll cut and it starts to ripple. And this is the streamed version that's on Peacock, the professional version.
Physical media versus streaming media. Basically, the question comes down to, Brian, why are you still keeping all of those DVDs you've collected all of those years? 20 years ago, you've got this collection of like 1,000 DVD movies, DVDs and Blu-rays. And with all of the streaming options that are out there, why do you still have them? Why are they still out? Can't you just get everything that you want on streaming? I've got a real world scenario of what happened this week. And this is a great reason why I still have my physical media and why I think there's a lot of people out there that it's a little bit more than just kind of boutique movie enthusiasts that want to keep their DVDs, the Blu-rays, 4K physical media over what you can get out there on streaming. Now, this video here that we're doing is probably more for people my age, maybe a little bit older, to where they're kind of emptying out the nest, they're cleaning things up, and they're like, I can watch pretty much anything that I want if I'm subscribed to whatever service. Right? Now that can get kind of expensive, but if you already have your physical media, one of the great reasons why that you would just want to keep it, and we're just going to talk one specific reason that I encountered this week, is one of my favorite creators in the last 20 years, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. Okay. A lot of stand-up comedy, podcasts, done a lot of TV shows, movies. One of my all-time favorite TV show series that Ricky and Steven have done is the series Extra. It's probably my favorite one next to The Office, the UK version of The Office. You guys can see it here. This is the DVD copy that I have that has seasons 1 and 2, and then there's a third disc here of the finale series, where they wrap it all up. They did that for The Office. They do that for, I think, Life's Too Short. But this is by far, again, next to The Office UK version, my favorite series that they have done. Now, just simply watch this on streaming channels, and really we've tried to limit the number of streaming options that we have just because it just gets too expensive, right? Not only that, it's kind of frustrating now because at the time, years ago, you would pay for streaming like HBO so that you didn't have to watch commercials, right? Well, now you're paying to get access to a limited catalog of movies, TV shows, but you're paying to watch the same amount of commercials, and you just have to pay more to get the extra to where they don't give you commercials. Although I think those are even starting to kind of change a little bit, because you'll notice when you pay for the ultra premium Netflix or ultra premium Hulu, whatever that's called, it's going to say with limited commercials that you may have to get, you may have 1 or 2 commercials that you're just going to have to watch no matter what you pay. But to watch the series like Extras, it's been really hard to find streaming. And I was just looking again this weekend, and just out of convenience, yes, I do have the DVD downstairs, but it's a matter of, okay, well, I've got to go to the room that has one of the DVD players that we have, which is going to be, I think one of my boys has an Xbox X somewhere here I think it's downstairs. And I have to go downstairs to watch it, as opposed to if I just had something streaming, I can just stay in the great room or the living room and just watch it on the big TV and just kind of relax or whatever. So I'm kind of lazy too, right? So that's why streaming is so attractive for us. It's easy and it's convenient and it's just there, doesn't take up space. But for me to watch Extras, it's rarely found streaming online.
And I just so happened to notice that extras had popped up when I was doing a search on Ricky Gervais, and it said, oh, it's on Peacock, which the free version of Peacock, I was like, well, can I stream extras on Peacock without paying the premium price? And sure enough, it went into it and it said, oh, extras is here, seasons 1 and 2. Well, what I didn't realize is it did have seasons 1 and 2, but it didn't have where they wrap everything up, that third series finale, the extra special. I think it's like a 2-hour show to where they wrap it up. You got to watch the finale, right? So I ended up watching it, and it did not have the finale on Peacock. And I was like, well, I've gone this far. I've got to watch the final one. I was like, well, I'll just go get the DVD. I'll watch it downstairs and bring this to a close. But that's not even the biggest reason why the physical media over streaming. And I'm going to show you a video example as I was sitting there watching the streaming of this. And we're going to put this up on the screen. Hopefully you guys can kind of tell simply the quality of the streaming of this show. And it's not like this was recorded like super 4K, everything looks so good and everything. It's kind of a, mockumentary type thing to where it's a TV show about making a TV show. If you've watched extras, you know what I'm talking about. But look at the quality of the video that I'm watching to where they'll cut and it starts to ripple. And this is the streamed version that's on Peacock, the professional version. As I'm watching it, I'm like, my eyes are not as good as they used to be. And I think I was watching this without my glasses on, but I was close enough to our TV to where I was like, I don't need my glasses. But as I was watching, I became kind of detached from just sitting there and enjoying it. I was like, is the video kind of rolling and rippling? Can you see that on the sample here? And I'm like, this is awful. And I wish I was sitting next to somebody that would question, well, why do you still have your DVDs? Why are we keeping DVDs? Kind of my wife sometimes, like, they take up space, just drop them off at Goodwill or just sell it to somebody for, 50 cents, $1 per DVD. But this is the reason why. This is a perfect example that I was like, I got to come down here and record a video on this because, again, one of my all-time favorite series. And if you're relying on streaming, you're relying on what streaming platform. You got to find it, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, I want to watch a show. How do I determine where it's at? Sometimes I'll go to IMDb, I'll Google it or whatever. Okay, which platform has it? Some of them have it, some of them don't. Some of them you think has it until you get there and it's like, well, that's part of their premium package. It's a pain in the ass watching shows these days. But to watch something that you're like, you consciously are sitting there and you're like, I want to watch a movie or a TV show that's a favorite of mine. And again, sometimes it's more of the obscure TV shows or movies. Some of your bigger ones, they always kind of cycle through on Hulu or Netflix, HBO, or I guess they call it Max now. The bigger ones, usually you don't have a problem. You'll be able to find it. Tubi. What's the other free one? I don't know. There's a free one out there too that cycles through TV shows and movies that I like. And yes, they are absolutely convenient. And for most of the time, I prefer just to have that just because it's an easy thing to watch. But when you have a weekend, when you have a few nights to where you're like, I want to watch one of my favorites. This is the reason why we still want to keep physical media. This is why you don't want to give it up. This is why when you're at Goodwill or you see a certain sale, yes, 4Ks are, it's old news, and those are kind of being, I think Target quit selling them. I think Walmart's the only big chain that still kind of carries them in store. and it's become a little bit more boutique. But this is why we keep physical media. One of the reasons why. There's a handful, a lot of videos that people talk about, but I wanted to specifically talk about this. And the reason why I'm not giving up my DVDs, even though that's 2 generations behind, you know, DVDs, Blu-ray, then 4K. I'm keeping my DVD of Extras 1 because I don't even know if I can find this on Blu-ray or much less 4K. I haven't even looked into it. But I know with the capabilities of either our TV or the DVD player we would have, and I don't think the Xbox player upscales really, really well, but it does it enough to where you can absolutely enjoy your movies and not be too taken out of the enjoyment of it. Not as much as the streaming part, to where the video's rolling and rippling. So yeah, let me know if you guys have, what is your real world scenario? What is your one movie, TV show to where you're like, this is why I have physical media. This is why I'm keeping it. This is why I'm not getting rid of my DVDs, my Blu-rays, my 4Ks. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know which one is your extras like it is for mine.